Hello and welcome. So I'm going to be talking about the summer readathon that Bookwanderers is doing, and it is Beyond the Sea. So let's talk about that. Okay, so Celine, she's got a couple of accounts. So she's Stuff Celine Does, which is all of her general reading, and then she's got two book clubs. One's called Bookwanderers, and one is called the Literary Society. This is a readathon that she does for Bookwanderers, and it's a seasonal readathon, which I absolutely love. So it takes place over 3 months. I've just noticed I've got the tripod on the bed, and so anytime I jolt the bed, I can see this shaking. So hopefully it's not too bad when I come to edit it. But yes, so she does them as seasonal, and the summer one is running June to the end of August, and it is sea themed, and it is Beyond the Sea, and I'm so excited. I can't wait. I didn't participate in the last one because I've been in the longest slump, but I have adored all the others that Celine has run so far. You should definitely check her out. She's also got a YouTube channel, which I will link in the description below, along with her book clubs. And I will be posting this as a blog as well for anyone who would prefer a written format rather than a video. So without much more ado, there are 10 prompts. All of them are sea themed. You don't have to read a sea book, but some of them you kind of would need a little bit of nauticalness about them just because of what the prompt is, but you can read whatever you want. And these are the prompts and what I will be reading for each of the prompts. The first prompt is read a book with blue on the cover. I will be picking up This Is How You Lose the Time War by Amal L. Mota and Max Gladstone. I had to look at the authors there because I'm terrible with names again. One day we'll get better at this, but I know nothing about it. I just know that it had great reviews when it was coming out. Like, a few people I followed on Bookstagram absolutely loved it. So I think it's about time that I pick it up. My understanding is it's also an LGBT Q repped book, and I need to read one of those for Berries and Book Club, which I will also link in the description. We tend to do a live on the last Sunday of the month where we chat about the books that we have all read, and I will be picking up this one for this month, which is we had to read an LGBTQ standalone, and I believe this is a standalone. So I'm going to be doing two birds, one stone. It's going to fit the Beyond the Sea Readathon, and it's also going to fit Berries and Book Clubs this month. The second prompt is read a book taking place near water. I'm going to be picking up The Wicked Deep by Shay Earnshaw. I don't know much about it again, but from a quick scan of the blurb, some sisters that were drowned in the town, and every summer they return seeking revenge, dragging boys to their watery deaths. So definitely sounds up my street, and looking forward to diving in. And it's not too thick as well, which I am loving at the moment after my huge book slump. The next one is one I've owned on my Kindle for a while. So it's a read a book about freedom, and I'm going to be picking up On Wilder Seas by Nikki Marmory. So it's about a woman called Maria who is enslaved and manages to escape. Not sure whether she reaches freedom because that's as far as I've kind of read on the synopsis. Aboard the Golden Hind. The Golden Hind? I don't know how that ship is actually pronounced, but Francis Drake's ship. It is an alternative history or just historical, historical fiction. How did I get that so wrong? So again, I do not like to know too much about a book before going in, so I'm just not going to look more into it. That sounds like a great premise to me already. So the fourth prompt is read a book with a water-related word in the title. I'm going to be reading A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross that I had in a book box. I'm not sure which book box. Illumicrate that I had in Illumicrate in February. It's got lovely sprayed edges. It's gorgeous on the cover. Is it fancy underneath? Oh, it is fancy underneath as well. It's got like some lovely red foiling. So I'm going to read this one, which is one that oh, it's even got some lovely inside covers. Again, this is how much I either look at my books or just retain about my books. So I am terrible for picking up books that I get in subscription boxes, so I wanted to include at least one of them. And it's a fairly recent one. I'm pretty sure it was February's box that this one came in. So not really sure what it's about as usual. You'll see it's a trend. But my understanding is there are two childhood enemies that team up to find out why girls are going missing on their magical island. So again, kind of getting the same vibes as Wicked Deep in a way, maybe less scary, I don't know, but very much looking forward to this one as well. The fifth prompt is read an adventure story. I have decided to go delving into the classics for this one because it's been a while since I've read a classic, and I'm going to be picking up Gulliver's Travels by Jonathan Swift. It was written in like the 1700s, I can't remember the exact date, and is, from what I gather, a satire and kind of like a travel parody sort of book. So I think that'll be quite interesting to read. Again, don't know too much more. I feel like I've watched the film when I was little, but do not remember much about it. I just know like he gets strapped down by some really small, tiny people on a beach or something. Maybe meet some tall people. I can't remember. But yes, I'm going to be delving into a classic. The sixth prompt is read a book with a water creature. So I have gone looking for books about Selkies on a whim, just don't know why, decided I wanted to read about Selkies, but that's what I've gone with. And I found that Joanne Harris, who is one of Lizzie's favourite authors, she's always saying like she loves her books. So I found that she did a Selkie retelling called The Blue Salt Road. So I am definitely looking forward to this, and I'll be finding out what the hype sort of is with Lizzie and Joanne Harris. I will also put a link to Lizzie's YouTube in the description. Prompt number 7 is read a book with an enemy to lover trope. Now, I adore this trope. There's always so much banter. I always seem to like an enemy. Like the villain's usually my favourite. I need to stop moving. I can see my phone wobbling. But yes, I, as you already have heard several times throughout this video, I assume by now, because I've said it several times sitting here, it's whether I edit it out. I don't like knowing much about a book before I read it. So I probably own quite a few. There's probably loads on my bookshelf. I just don't know that it might be an enemies to lovers, or if I did, I've possibly promptly forgotten it. So I've done some Googling, and on Kindle Unlimited at the moment is a book called Promises and Pomegranates by Sav R. Miller. It is a dark romance, which I have only read a couple of, but tend to enjoy them. It's still a genre I'm kind of testing the waters with, and it's labelled as a Hades and Persephone retelling. So I am going to give this one a go and see how it goes. But with it being on Kindle Unlimited, it's fine if I do not like it. I can just try and find something else. Number 8 is continue a series or saga. I have decided to pick up The Hunger of the Gods by John Gwynne. It is a Norse-inspired saga. This is the second book in the series. It came out earlier this year. I absolutely adored the first one, even though I was in a bit of a reading slump, not really feeling it. Like, I just got so swept up in the book. It's one of the books that's helped get me out of a slump. So I've got high hopes. It is a bit of a chunker. It is quite big. But I'm definitely eager to be diving back into this world. And yes, I can't wait. The series is the Bloodsworn saga, I think. Maybe just the Bloodsworn even. But yes, I've got a lovely, like, signed by the author book that I got through Goldsboro, and I can't wait to read it. I think there's a spider on my tripod. I will be back. Okay, Spider's just gonna have to live there because he doesn't want to leave. He's only a little one. He's like a little money spider. Okay, so number 9. Where was I? Yes, number 9. Read a book with a queer character. So I have decided that I'm going to continue another series, and I'm going to be reading Feast of Sparks by Sierra Simone. I read A Lesson in Thorns earlier this year and really enjoyed it. It's sort of another sort of dark romance, I think. Probably dark romance. But it's got like all the occult dark academia vibes you could ask for. Like, I really did enjoy that aspect. Still, as I say, experimenting with the genre, but I've decided I'm going to carry on with it because I think this one takes place around Beltane, which is in May, which obviously I have missed, but I'm just here for the vibes. Like, give me the vibes. I really enjoyed the vibes of the first one. So we'll see how this goes. Number 10, read a book with a ship. I'm going to pick up a series that I have been saying I'm going to reread. Well, not reread, but like start rereading. Start reading in like forever, because the first one was the top book I read last year, and I'm going to be picking up Call of the Bone Ships by R.J. Barker. So this is the second in the series, The Tide Child, and it takes place on board a ship called the Tide Child. And I absolutely adored the first one. It is quite a slow story, but as if you've not read, if you've watched my other video, just like facts about me, you'll know that The Name of the Wind is my favourite book, which is also a very, very slow story. So like, maybe that's just my vibe, maybe it's my jam. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's following sort of an outcast motley crew aboard a ship that's kind of like a ship of the damned sort of thing. Like they're seen as like a ship of the dead. They're people that have been like put there because they've committed crimes. Um, so like very much ostracized from the society, which to be honest is probably a good thing because the society is not a nice society. Um, but yeah, and yeah, following under the rule of Lucky Mees, and through the eyes of Joran Twiner. I've forgotten what his last name was specifically, but it was just I just adored it. I fell in love with it so much. So definitely eager to be starting the second one. Why it's taken me this long, I don't know. To be fair, I have been in a huge series of slumps this year. Like since about November last year, I just kind of stopped reading and have just struggled with books since. So anything that catches my attention is great, but yeah, I really, really want to get in on it. Like sea dragons. Have I piqued your interest? So yes, very, very excited. I also love the artwork on the cover for this. Like it's a gorgeous book. I love it. I can't wait. Celine also always puts 2 extra prompts on which aren't book related, but like just to kind of give you like vibes or like just some little tasks to do. And this month, well, this readathon, because again it's 3 months, it's June to August, read in the sun and watch a movie taking place near water. So I don't know quite what I'm going to watch for the movie yet, but I have spent the day cleaning up the garden because it got a bit wild. We did no mow May, and kind of as part of that just apparently didn't do anything in the garden, so it was very overgrown and wild looking. It's now looking very nice, and I'm looking forward to getting the patio table uncovered and sitting out there most of the summer until it gets too hot, so probably not most of the summer. I'm not a summer person. I do not do well in heat, but I'm looking forward to sitting out there on the cooler days at the very least. Have you read any of the books that I've mentioned? Is there anything that you would maybe pick up instead? Especially around a couple of the ones where I'm like, we'll see how we go. I'm not really sure how I'll feel about it because I might need to swap out some books. Also, are you taking part in the readathon or would you like to? As I say, I will put all the links in the description below, so make sure you check that out. And I shall see you next time. I'm still bad at outros. I don't know what the hell I'm doing.